Oh. Oh no. No, look. Oh, no. Slack here. There.
There we go. We got it.
All right, let's face the east, brother. On your house of rest. First, Kamala,
Kamala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Yoshai,
Yoshai,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Rakakadash,
Rakakadash,
Brakate
Brakate
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Brakate
Brakate
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai.
Shai.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Double odds here, Elder Jim of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect of the whole time. We just got to bring greetings. Because of the hopeful, because we don't know the elect on these times. Let me make sure this thing is going live. We gave all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yoshai. The sun behind us was getting bright suddenly. Right, we're live. It's going. Live chat ain't working over here for the reason. So, brother, could you read Hosea 13 verses 7? Yeah.
All right. Hosea chapter 13 and verse 7.
Okay.
Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way will I observe them. Verse 8. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the core of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion, the wild beasts shall tear them.
So, you finished, brother?
Yes.
All right, Hosea 13 and 7. Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion. Self-explanatory, lion, they tear their prey apart. As a leopard by the way, will I observe them. So, you Israelites, during the time of Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 4 through 7. Yahweh Shai is going to watch over you to destroy you, as in the curses of Deuteronomy 28. He's going to watch over you as a leopard, because leopards, they watch their prey and then they ambush. So the same will Yahweh Shai watch over you to destroy you during the time of Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, 4 through 7, brother.
And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
And then he is the elect. So I will be unto them as a lion during the time of Jacob's trouble. As a leopard by the way will I observe them, went into that. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps. You mess with a mama bear,
It's coming after you.
best know what you're doing.
That's from Hosea chapter 13 and verse 8.
Same way during Jacob's trouble. Get that precept, brother, in Deuteronomy 28. So as I rejoiced over you, so will I watch over you to destroy you. Because Israel is still underneath the curses. All Israel still underneath them curses. I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps. But the elect, in the time of Jacob's trouble, they will obtain mercy. Wait, they're not going to have to just get torn apart left and right like you two does out here. And will rend them, and will rend the call of their heart, and there will I devour them like a lion. The wild beast shall tear them. NIV. Like a bear robbed of her cubs, I will attack them and rip them open. Ooh. Like a lion, I will devour them. a wild animal will tear them apart. So it's literally gonna be happening until you're gonna have Israelites out here talking about wild beasts. You're gonna have the
Mm-hmm.
other nations out here like wild beasts, specifically Esau, Edom, the base man, going to be out here like a wild beast. Scripture speaks about second Ezra's madmen sparing none. Go ahead.
Yep. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Man.
So,
Oh, you was saying something, brother? Go ahead.
all right, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai at one time rejoiced in blessing us because we were following him. But we went off and we disobeyed and we did not acknowledge or follow the Lord's statutes, commandments, and we were a disobedient nation. So now the Lord is rejoicing in us to destroy us, to bring us to nothing, to bring us to naught. He's using his sword, which is Esau Edom, to do that. And he's also using other factors in life from other nations to keep us in um, while we're in this captivity to keep us in
Servitude,
servitude. Thank you, brothers. In
bondage,
servitude and bondage
that glass ceiling, as they
to
call it.
the other, to the nations, as in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. There's no man shall redeem you. That word for redeem is quanah. No man shall buy you. We are bondmen and bondwomen in captivity.
That was a little bit for edification. Said the KJV says, "No man shall buy you," which means no man shall redeem you. And the word there for buying in Hebrew is quanah, meaning to redeem you. Redeem you out of what? Slavery. You had it right, brother. Just a little bit out of the wording for
That's
KJ,
fine.
for at least for KJV. This is going to what you said right here, Jeremiah chapter 5, verses 7. Right there.
How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn them that are me, and sworn them that are not gods, when I had fed them to the full. They then committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses.
That's truly our people. Oh, this is 6 over here, the list. Did we do 6? Well, start at verse 7. I'm going to do 7 now. How shall I pardon thee for this, O Israel? How shall Yahweh Shem Shai pardon thee for this, for what thou hast done unto him? Bros going into, we did not serve Yahweh Shem Shai, so now he's going to rejoice over us to destroy us. He did that during the transatlantic slave trade, all that slavery. Now it's coming back again. Thy children, thy sons have forsaken me, beginning with the men, because the men supposed to lead the family household. Thus the nation is led by men, not the women. And sworn by them that are no gods, Jesus Christ, Buddhism, Allah, Shintoism, Vishnu, Krishna, all that stuff. When I had fed them to the full, Yahweh Shem Shai planted a noble vine, but came out wild grapes, as is written about in Jeremiah chapter 2. When I had fed them to the full, they then committed adultery. When Yahweh Shem Shai had fed the nation of Israel to full, we bugged out, acted the fool. Scripture speaks about that, giving neither poverty nor riches. Because if you have riches, then you'd be like, well, who is this Yahweh? Man, you fell out. Or you get poverty and then you steal and take the name of thy power in vain, as is written about. They then committed adultery, spiritual adultery with other gods, worshiping Buddhism, Shintoism, all these other religions, philosophies, worshiping all that, delving into all that, that's spiritual adultery with Jesus Christ and the Christian churches and all that. And assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses. The churches for Christianity, those are harlot houses. Mosque temples for Allah, those are harlot houses. So now you know what spiritual adultery is. You have our peoples drinking the wine of the wrath of the fornication of Babylon, as is written about the book of Revelation 18 and other places as well, consuming America's philosophies religiously. They follow this stuff religiously.
God. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. Who are the enemies? Number one, Esau, Edom. Number two, the other nations. As the brother was talking about these different religions and these nations a few moments ago. The Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron unto thy neck until he have destroyed thee. And that's what's going on. There are 2/3 of our people that are serving the enemies. They're caught up in these other religions, serving the other religions to the enemies. You got those that are in Buddhism, they're practicing that, but they're also serving the Moabites that are the top examples in Buddhism. You got those that are serving their bosses and supervisors at a specific job. Those that are in government, serving the government officials, thinking that they're going to get ahead somewhere by doing that.
And just for edification's sake, when you go to a job, you're supposed to serve your boss. But as far as that, that's it. You're not supposed to be
There
look
is
looking at him like he's God.
there is a job that you are being paid to do, but when you start to get into that point, you start to idolize the job, and then you start to put the job ahead of your own self. So then you start doing favors for the boss that you shouldn't be doing, inappropriate things that will just say above that way, and then get caught up in a game and a scheme.
Or putting your job first religiously like some sort of God. You're worshiping your job, and now you could be doing everything for your boss right and doing appropriate things for your boss in favors, appropriate things. But now you done got this job and your boss as a god, and you put that before Yahweh Shem
No
Shai.
shy.
And just for edification's sake, you put your job first and you put Yahweh Shem Shai second, just to clarify even further. And now your job has become your God, and you have forsaken Yahweh Shem Shai. It's like spiritual adultery once again. Go ahead. This is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 8, BSB. Actually, I'm going to go to KJV. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me. Verse 9. Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of my God, my power, in vain. That's what the point I was making earlier. I got the scripture to back it up. All right, so going to go back to Jeremiah chapter 5. Read 7 again, brother.
How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me, and sworn by them that are no gods. When I had fed them to the full, then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlots' houses.
All right, we went through that. So, and because they have done that with these other gods, these other philosophies, all that, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to meet them as a bear bereaved of her whelps. During the time of Jacob's trouble, you Israelites are going to be getting torn asunder.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I will be unto them as a lion. Lions are very dangerous. As a leopard, by the way, will I observe them. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is going to be observing you using his sword. Get that? Get the one with Esau's. Psalm 17:13, and then 14. El Bashim Shah is going to use his sword to meet you, Israelites, you two does, as a lion. And as a leopard, he's going to use his sword to watch you, to destroy you. Because Yahweh Bashim Shah controls the good and the evil. If you read Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. Yahweh Bashim Shah controls the evil, creates evil. Evil is what? Evil is bad times. El Bashim Shai is going to have bad times come upon you using his sword. Because we were in subject to all these other nations, but it's mostly to Esau, Edom, the tabernacles of Edom in Psalm 83. Then it goes to Ishmaelites is second on the list. Then you got third is the Moabites, Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs, Moabites, so-called Chinese. And it goes on down the list with the other nations. But first on the list is who? The tabernacles of Edom. So-called white man, beginning with the Rothschilds on top, because the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, written about in Job chapter 9, verse 24. So beginning with the top banker elites, Yahweh Shimon Shai is going to use his sword. And the top banking elites is the top ones, beginning with them, because they like to do ordo out of chaos. So they're going to be trying to orchestrate their events like puppets to say, well, now we cause this and this will cause this, a chaotic event, black swan events. And those black swan events will cause civil war, which will lead to Egyptian against Egyptian, which will lead to a two-third Israelite being shot in the head from distance or close, so on and so forth. But all because of Yahweh Shemel Shai used his sword on the top, the Rothschild, to orchestrate something, so to trickle on down the list and come to civilians.
2 Corinthians 2 and 11, the GNT. In order to keep Satan from getting the upper hand over us, for we know what his plans are. As the brother was talking about the Rothschilds creating these events, problems, systematic, and events to bring in a resolution that they created in the first place. We understand that, we know that, we see that. But those of us that live in Babylon with the whole government shutdown and the Democrats want this and the Democrats want that and the Republicans say no, we're going to do this and that. That's all an illusion. It's all a scheme and a scam to dismantle what was already set up so they can go into their new world order. In their new world order, they now have room for Republican and Democrat. It's going to be one, something that they're going to do, that they're going to have, where they're not going to have to worry about, okay, you follow this, you follow that. We have a third party system and so forth. We understand that. We are not going to be ignorant of that. And we know Yahweh Bashim Yahushai orchestrates all things. It's not coming from these people. It's coming from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So that's who we have to follow at all times. Yeah, brother.
Okay. No, interesting thing. I noticed the brother's been talking about this with the views. iPad saying 2 views, saying 4 views up there. This thing is saying 4 views. It finally switched to 5 views everywhere. Now it's back to 4 views. They doing shadow banning and so on and so forth with this stuff. There's people's really like view
You
view.
see, you see what happens when, I don't know if anybody else is going through this. I know Saints of Jersey have posted about this. When we upload a video, at least when I'm uploading a video, it's taken maybe 24 or more hours for the video to load.
And the title is just plain egg. Let alone put the whole title. It'll take forever. You put egg, goes through quicker. Now
There are, so in my case, we are doing videos to spread forth the word of Yahweh Shai, but there is some type of interference on Esau's side as to when it's available and uploaded to be viewed.
That's famine for the word is coming.
Famine for the word is coming. Get what you gotta get now. Seek Yahweh Shai now and his word in these scriptures and view the teachings while you have access to them.
Because if I know Elder Manatazak, Saints of Jersey too, the bro was talking about Saints of Jersey too. Elder Manatazak was talking about GMS South Carolina. If that's not his name, Salakia sincerely. Zaquan Manatazak, he had a video talking about this mega church pastors calling for, like to stone the children to death pursuing to the law. These Edomites, they just looking for any way to put you chicks to death. They want blood.
Mm-hmm.
If thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. If you check the news thing, there's a lot going on. I'm gonna get some of the article things from the post I got. All right, where is it? Yeah, here it is. Here go one. You do that, brother.
The last major American bank to completely shut down its business in Russia.
Bank shut down in Russia. Oh, that's it. Yeah, digital freedom. That one.
Russia steps up crackdown on digital freedoms.
So that's it. But you see the point. Russia's stepping down. Russia's cracking down on digital freedom. That sounds like they're gonna be doing that digital security soon.
It sure is, because here it says, and this came from this International Bar Association. Okay, so a new Russian law, which came into effect in September, punishes online searches for what the government labels extremist content. Extremist content. So if somebody in Russia wanted to pull up a video for a brother teaching the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, they would be that video will be classified as extremist content, and whoever's viewing the video would be punished. It didn't say how they're going to be punished, but based on past events with Edom, we know how he punishes people.
Hey. Yeah, they could do that.
So as a result, there are widespread fears that the law could be used to further silence government critics, particularly those commenting on Russia's war in Ukraine. And that's just another bunch of nonsense too, because if you're going to comment on an event There should be nothing wrong with that. But the bigger picture, the bigger agenda is they want to silence the brothers from promoting Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and then there is going to be a famine of the word coming from Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. So these things have to happen. So get your lessons and teachings now.
God. Yeah, I don't know if they're doing that now, bros. They could very well be, and we don't even know about it. And if they try to send us a YouTube comment from Russia, they could get punished for it. Next one is this one, brother.
Okay.
Oh, you're reading, so it look good over there. I'll read this. Russia state-backed WeChat copy launches digital ID. If you don't know about the news, heard in Britain, London and all them places, you cannot work in Britain without the digital ID. Go ahead.
All right. So the fine, so if someone is caught viewing something that's classified as extremist, the fines imposed on individuals searching for extremist content range from 3 to 5,000 of their currency, which is the equivalent of American money of $38 to $54. But what's gonna stop anything or anybody from increasing that? So you could be in Babylon, all of a sudden you want to watch a video of a brother doing the teaching. Next thing you know, it's flagged as extreme content. You're gonna be punished, and now you got to pay a $3,000 and $4,000 fine, $10,000 fine. There's nothing to say what the cap is for the fine.
Whoa. And don't you get jail time for fines?
If you don't pay your fines, they put you in jail.
Wow. I looked it up. The digital ID thing was you can't work in UK without digital ID. I did a little bit of research. Therefore, Great Britain is part of the UK, but the UK also includes Northern Ireland, which is not on the island of Great Britain. All right, so it goes and you're going deeper with that. Shoot, felt like it. But yeah, UK, no work in UK without digital ID, which means you can't buy and sell in the UK without your digital ID because in order for you to get money, you have to work, right? Unless
Con.
somebody's importing something to you, which more than likely that's what you call money laundering, illegalness. More than likely, you'd have to like travel outside the UK. I get some money, brother. All right, and they travel back inside the UK. Yeah, they're doing the MOTB stuff.
And that's also going to affect their people. Esau is also going to affect himself because they're the biggest money launderers in the world.
Yeah, Esau the top elites. They don't like Israelites. They like more Edomites, but they're more about class now, aristocracy. If I'm pronouncing it
The
right.
aristocrats,
Who is the elites amongst Esau?
the Dukes of Edom.
Yeah, and the Hitler, his people. I won't do the spelling of the Niz, and you know what comes next. They wanted to have a perfect society, like with perfect people, blonde hair, blue eyes. They wanted a perfect thing. These elites, they don't really care about their people like that. There's gonna be Edomites getting torn apart in a time of Jacob's trouble as well as these other nations. The elites now, they're more about aristocracy, the aristocrats, the Dukes of Edom. They're about that kind of stuff.
All right. On that topic, we're
Yeah.
going to bring out Genesis chapter 36 and verse 40. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau, according to their families after their places, by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Jethet.
Genesis
That's
36.
Genesis 36 and 40. So Esau has dukes in their family, the dukes of Esau. These were the ones that came before the ones today, but we do know about reincarnation and we keep coming back. So the dukes of Esau, to say today, you have your prime ministers, you have your presidents, you have your government officials, an actual king, and so forth. So these are the ones
Here go 40.
that are pulling the strings, and then you have those that are above them that are calling the shots that they have to answer to. And then above that is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, who uses them as the sword and gave and raised them up from the basis of men and raised them up into power to do these things.
Yeah, You got Esau, you go up, you get your Yahweh Shimon Shai. Before Yahweh Shimon Shai, you know you got the left hand side, you got spiritual demon Satan working with them. You got the whole left hand side hierarchy. It gets you lead up till Satan, and then above Satan, you know, you got Yahweh Shai, and above Yahweh Shai, you got the fall of Yahweh. Ultimately, it's Yahweh Shimon Shai controlling it on the left hand side. I looked up the word there for dukes.
Strong's H441. Aloof. Aloof.
Aloof.
Chief. One of them. What's this? Whoa. This says the root word etymology for it.
Strong's H502. Aleph. Aleph. And the form just below that, Aleph. Aleph.
And you have Israeli generals calling themselves those kind of names, like Aleph, or like a title. So to learn, then it gets to chief. So yeah, when you teach someone, you're usually the chief above them, right? Because the teacher's like a chief because they know more. So the root word for the chief thing here was to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got the Dukes of Edom. So you got the high dukes and all that. You know, a hierarchy of dukes.
And then we always have, we got that precept for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and so forth. We're going to bring that out right now. That also pertains to Genesis chapter 36 and 40 with these dukes of Edom, because this is a spiritual war, this is spiritual.
Ephesians 6, brother.
Yes.
Can you get it in the Bible? Yeah, this is a spiritual war. It's about to become physical, but we're putting our faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. We're not supposed to be out here physically trying to fight these Edomites like that. No, 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 no. So we trust in Yahweh Shem Shai when they come down, because they're going to come down, these Edomites, and they're going to get the 2/3. We put our faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. When they come down, when they come after the elect, we will be protected. Set bros in the truth who was beheaded for this truth, but that was your lot.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and sea, for the devil has come down to you. We're going to pull it out too because he has but a short time.
That's Revelation 12 and 12.
Yeah. First, Ephesians 6 and 12.
Before we go into that, certain brothers in truth will be beheaded for this truth. That is how they will glorify Yahweh Shem Shai. And those sisters that may be beheaded for the truth, so on and so forth as well. But it's always going to be a spiritual war. Isaiah 59:19 it goes into when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh by Shem Shai shall lift up a standard against him. Part of that standard is spiritual powers, which is what? Superpowers. But that's still spiritual. That's not going out there like a fist man saying, boom, boom, bam, I saw Mike Tyson. Nah, it's still spiritual. Spiritual power is still spiritual. You have to have the Holy Spirit working with you to get spiritual powers. And the spirit of Yahweh came mightily upon Samson. He rent the lion as he would rent a kid. When he came down to Timnath, the young lion roared against him. It's in the book of Judges. Just look at that. He rent the lion in two. Ripping phone books is hard enough. Let alone ripping flesh and blood and muscle and lion muscle.
Right in half.
Not Mike Tyson muscle. Lion muscle. Lions is a whole different classification of strength. Let me look up something real quick. How much could a lion deadlift? There's no exact figure. A male lion can lift a significant amount of weight, with estimates suggesting they could be able to pull a lift of 1,500 to 2,300 pounds. Them lines.
They weigh a lot.
It said pull or lift, not push. Pull, pull. But it said lift, not pushing this stuff, lifting it. Humans don't just be lifting 2,300 pounds. Not naturally, of course. Ripping that kind of muscle and like a little kid, like. And a kid is a baby goat for edification's sake. You're ripping that thing like a baby goat. You go, man. But go on, brother. That just glorifies and shows the power of your spiritual powers, even in the chains that we're in now. Chains of darkness, written about book of Jude. We're no longer in darkness. We have this truth, but the chains of these fleshly bodies. Even in fleshly bodies, it shows the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Go ahead.
Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but
Oh, 11. 11.
all right, so Ephesians 6 and 11.
Time.
Put on the whole armor of Yahweh that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil adversary, who's an adversary, Esau, Edom. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So it's not a flesh and blood thing. It's not a flesh and blood at all. But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Sorry to cut, but it's 2:10.
We have another 25
God. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The rulers of darkness of this world that goes into the Rothschilds and all of them on top, the elites of Esau against the powers, Edomites is the powers now, principalities, talking about the elites of Esau on down, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Esau has spiritual wickedness in high places.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestle against all that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. You might have demons trying to attack you in your mind. You're thinking wild thoughts. Not that you're having schizophrenic episodes. You just like you walking down the block, you see a lady, you say, "Oh, that's a nice looking lady." Now you're thinking about adultery, and you say, "You know what? I'm gonna go commit adultery." Unknowingly, there was a left hand spirit working on you to go commit adultery.
Adultery.
Not that you run around having schizophrenic thoughts like commit adultery. You say no, no, not like that. Now somebody may get plagued like that, so and so, but people do get plagued like that. But from demons attacking your mind. I'll give you an example of the adulterous situation. Not that you're hearing a voice screaming at you. 13, brother.
Yeah, so it's 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand, to continue to stand for Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, just truth and your lessons, and being faithful unto Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, even unto death.
You lag behind, you're gonna get lasered. Like our people in the wilderness when they wasn't doing right and all that, they got lasered. You lag behind, get lasered. And part of lagging behind now would be what? Not studying, not and so on and so forth, not praying and fasting. The Spirit will lead you when to pray, how to pray, when to fast, all of that. Because you're gonna have somebody that's gonna say, "I was gonna fast, no eating or drinking, and I would do it for 2 months straight." The Spirit will lead you what to do. Because you can start trying to do that, you're gonna die. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Shai. How do you do that? 100% truth, that ye may withstand in the evil day. Jacob troubles that evil day. The big evil day and the nuclear missiles. The crescendo of Jacob's trouble is the crescendo of the evil day. And having done all to stand, to stand. Have to stand on this 100% truth. Revelation 12 and 12.
Yes.
You got it?
That's where I'm going right now.
That's the spirit.
I would. This has thinner pages. I didn't want to just be thinner pages.
Tear the whole book in half.
All right. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. Again, the devil, Edom, our adversary, he's coming down with great wrath because he have a short time. His time is very short. When Yahweh Shai comes back with the angels in his chariot and full powers, celestial glory and powers, and Michael the archangel, taking down Esau once and for all, he will never again be in the power seat once that happens. So this is his time and opportunity to quote unquote to act a fool with his policies, philosophies, fake fiat money, and their delicacies that they feed the other nations of their whoredoms and abominations. And also to put out their MOTB, which is the micro C hip, for total control of the masses. There's not a lot of time for him to get all that done, so he's working overtime, overtime, because he does not have a lot of time left.
Yeah, they got their witches or whatever telling them stuff, trying to read the stars, saying, "Well, there's so much time." They got their left hand and stuff. We measured out the time through the scriptures. We don't do left hand magic to try and do some try measuring.
Con, walk circumspectly. Where's that? Let's get that.
Let's get walk circumspectly, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5.
Yes.
Measure now the time to these scriptures. That was in Hosea 13. Yeah. Hosea 13:9, where the brother gets stabbed. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself. The 12 tribes scattered abroad. We have destroyed ourselves. But in me is thine help. In who? In Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is our help. Go ahead.
Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Evil days. It's going to get more evil, which is what? Bad times. What's that? The love of many shall wax cold. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, as Yahweh Shai spoke about. Now let me get why the lesson title today, what is titled. It's a combination from a few scriptures. Man, I got deleted. The sorrows of a travailing woman. This was, let's get it. The sorrows of a travailing woman. Of course, Jeremiah chapter 30 verses 6 comes to mind. But it's in Hosea. Hosea chapter 13 verse 13. The sorrows of a travailing woman shall come upon him. He is an unwise son, for he should not stay long in the place of the breaking forth of children. Beginning with the sons. So, this was going to Ephraim. No, this thing won't load right. Yeah, verse 12, the iniquity of Ephraim is bound up, his sin is stored up. That's verse 12, BSB version. But you see the point. The sorrows of a drilling woman. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 8, BSB. Terror, pain, and anguish will seize them. They will rife like a woman in labor. They will look at one another, their faces flushed with fear. So the sorrows of a drilling woman is going to come upon you 2/3. Terror, pain, and anguish will seize hold of you 2/3. Of course, that one in Hosea 13:13, that is, yeah, when Christopher Columbus and all them came, that happened to Ephraim.
Mm-hmm.
That already happened. It's going to come around again. That was to Ephraim. That even happened to all the tribes, the 12
tribes.
But in this case, it's referring to Ephraim. And terror, pain, and anguish will seize them. Isaiah 13 and 8. That's going to come upon the entire world. But first, beginning with the nation of Israel. Why? Because judgment must first begin at the house of God. House of God, that is first to the Israelites that know they're Israelites. Those of all the camps. It's going to first begin at all the camps of, as they call, the Hebrew Israelites. So if you ain't right in this truth, it's to you first, judgment to you first. KJV, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. When women in travail of labor, don't they holler?
Yes.
They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. There it is. Their faces shall be as flames. Faces flash. Yeah, the BSB said flush with fear. KJV flush faces as flames, nuclear missiles. They're going to have their faces as flames.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Matthew 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Who's the he? That's going to be the elect. This is not going to be the full house of Israel. This is only going to be the elect. Shall endure unto the end, endure to the end, giving up or abstaining from the philosophies and delicacies of Babylon, and one of the most biggest ones, abstaining from the micro hip. They're not going to take that, no matter what consequences it's going to yield or what they have to go through. They're not going to take it.
We count everything in this world as done for Yahweh Shai. The scripture speaks on Philippians.
So, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. You have to endure to the end. First and foremost, you have to be an Israelite to even qualify to be saved. Second, you have to be amongst the elect. And so we don't know who the elect is. We are, the men of the Lord are believing by faith that they are going to be saved when Yahweh Shai comes back by doing this work in our relationship with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Don't take that micro hip.
You take
if you take it and then you try to take it back out, that won't work. No, you don't take it.
You take it, you'll be destroyed. Read about Revelation 14. Even if you say I'm gonna cut my hand off, that's gonna work.
You could cut your hand off. You're gonna have one hand, but you're still gonna be doomed to be in nuclear fire destruction.
Yeah, you take it. There's no repentance for that. You're doomed for destruction. And don't try and say, "Well, I took it." Like how ancient Emperor Nero did, because we'll see how it goes on that day. We'll see. However, Yahweh Shai Shai does it. But what may happen is you may get risen back. We'll have to see how Yahweh Shai will do it.
We'll do that.
Man, the sun came out hard on that one.
Yep.
So the scripture speaks about those that in the grave shall hear his voice. Cause the elect, the elect that die in the truth, they're gonna know, and they're gonna be risen from the dead and go meet the Lord in the air first. They're gonna go first, and the elect that are alive, then they shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, which is the chariot, meet Yahweh Shai in the chariot, so on and so forth. Send out the angels, they shall go out, gather the elect, they're gonna bring them, they're gonna meet Yahweh Shai in the chariot. So yeah, imagine that, being brought by the angels to go to Yahweh Shai's chariot to meet Yahweh Shai in the chariot. You know, so yeah, we'll see how it goes on that day. So don't think you say, "I took it."
Try to take your own life or try to cut it out. That won't work. Don't listen to the propaganda in these movies. You know, Black Mirror and all the rest of them that have devices like that, and then they want to take them out and think they're going to live life as normal. You will be destroyed.
So yeah, the last for that day is great. So and it's like it is even in time of Jacob trouble. He shall be saved out of it. Who is the he? The he is the elect, and the he is also the same he that shall endure unto the end. They will be saved. The elect's going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble and endure unto the end. Men, women, children consist of the elect. The elder unto the elect lady and her children, whom I love in the truth. It's in the scriptures in the New Testament. You have elect women, you have elect children. 223, brother.
Yeah.
Anything you want to bring out?
No, that's all.
Face the east, Panya Hakodash. On that note, Shalom. Kal Halal Yahweh Bashem Yoshai Bashem Rekal Kodash. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Shalom.
Shalom.
Double honors to Elders, GMS, Great Minister. Shalom.